So is it garbanzo beans or chickpeas?
Either one.
Welcome to Crocs in the Kitchen.
I'm Brian.
And I'm Jessica.
So today we are making a recipe for you, and it's a recipe that I've made numerous times, and I never even thought to actually make a video of it.
Yeah, usually these are part of a different recipe that is a bigger one, which is a bowl that has tofu and roasted veggies and all kinds of other stuff. We're still working on a video for that one, but in the meantime, we thought we'd show you this really easy, simple roasted chickpea recipe.
Yes, I'm quite proud of this recipe. I think it's got some really nice flavors that people will enjoy, because I enjoy it, and you know, I like what I make.
Yeah, I think that you could also swap out there's numerous seasoning mixes that you could do if this isn't your jam, but I actually think that this combo is super tasty.
Yes, me too. So let's get to cooking. First, preheat your oven to 375. The ingredients that you will need for this recipe are one 15-ounce can of chickpeas. We use the no salt added kind from Whole Foods. You will also need some coconut liquid aminos, some garam masala, some turmeric, some ground cumin, and some garlic powder. Drain and rinse your chickpeas and add them into a bowl. You of course can reserve the aquafaba for any other recipe that you might want to use it for. It is a very versatile liquid, but it is not necessary for this recipe. After that, add in a teaspoon of coconut aminos and stir to coat all of the chickpeas. After that, we can add in the rest of our dry ingredients, including 1 teaspoon of garam masala, a half teaspoon of turmeric, a 1/4 teaspoon of ground cumin, and a 1/4 teaspoon of garlic powder. You can add in a 1/4 teaspoon of salt, but this is entirely optional. After that, just stir everything together and make sure that all of the chickpeas are well coated. Then go ahead and put them onto a baking sheet with a silicone baking mat, or you can use parchment paper. Peef was not happy that I put that upside down for the camera, so he decided to fix it. Thank you, Peef. After that, spread everything out into one nice even layer. You just don't want everything to be crowded because it won't cook properly. Once your oven is preheated, go ahead and throw the chickpeas into the oven. I set the initial timer for 15 minutes and then let those bake. After 15 minutes, I stirred them and made sure that they weren't sticking. Some of them may stick, as you can see from this footage, but you just move them around a little bit and they are just fine. Just make sure that none of them stick, that's all. After that, I put them on for another 15 minutes and cooked them for a total of 30. And they turned out quite nice like this. You can cook them for less. Jessica likes to cook them for about 20 minutes, so they're really nice and tender. But at 30 minutes, they turn out really nice and chewy, which is the way I prefer them. After that, of course, we just plated some up with some nice grilled tofu that Jessica actually made, and had ourselves a nice, lovely dinner. So there you have it. A very simple recipe, takes a little bit of time, you know, but that's all just in the baking. We made some of our tofu as well that you saw in a previous video. And what was the name we settled on for that tofu?
Oh dear.
Smoked.
Smoky herb crusted?
Yeah, smoky herb crusted tofu.
Yes.
Made in the griddler. And of course we did make it in the griddler as
Yes.
well. I actually burned my thumb while making it.
He did not listen to all my safety warnings.
Yeah.
Use your tongs, people. Come on.
Yeah, well, it was kind of a thing. I like opened it up and I hit my thumb against the top of it and it burned it and all that. But it really hurt actually. And
It's okay.
oh, it's fine. But you know, at least I got the Band-Aid on it and I got some pain stuff on there. So yeah, let's do this though. This is gonna be good. I already know it's gonna be good because I know it's good.
All right. So should they be crispy?
Okay. They should actually be chewy. The reason that they are chewy is because you don't really bake them that long. But some of the pieces will be crunchy, but most of them will be chewy. If you want them to be crunchy, I would actually suggest putting them in the air fryer for a little while. I would say 400 degrees, maybe for about 5-10 minutes, shaking every couple of minutes, and then they should come out fairly crunchy. It may take longer than that. I'm not 100% sure. I haven't fully experimented with that as of yet. But we do have these nice, they're very chewy.
I like the chewiness.
That's why they go well
Okay.
with other stuff. But one of the things that I really like about them is that, as you can see, we didn't add any salt to this. But these things are really, really good, even without salt. And so I'm quite happy with that. But we also got some tofu here. Stab.
Oh boy. I need like...
You need a knife? You want a knife?
No, I'm good.
I'm gonna get a knife. So I always thought it was funny. You know, we don't really use a lot of knives anymore. Unless it's like prep stuff. But, And of course we also have some of our spicy ketchup.
Oh yeah, we're using all kinds of recipes here.
But really good chickpeas,
I like it.
good tofu, good ketchup, got some mustard on there too. We didn't make the mustard though.
So normally we make the chickpeas as part of a bowl that we make. And like I was talking about earlier, but what happens is we'll put a few in each of our bowls and then we'll just have some left on the tray and we just sort of like keep snacking on them because they're so tasty. So definitely portion these out if you don't want to eat them all. But
They go well in salads. They go well in any kind of veggie bowl that you want to make. Good as a side dish. All in all, one of my favorite things. And the great thing about it, they're really, hopefully, this can inspire some people to make their own versions of things using whatever spice combinations they want. And, you know, if you do that, get back to us with it because I want to see what you guys can come up with because it's such a simple thing. I mean, I could make these in all sorts of different spice blends, different kinds of seasonings. It's really just a simple technique that you can throw everything together and make yourself a nice side dish. And it was just one can of chickpeas. It's great for two people.
I think sometimes we try to overcomplicate everything and forget that eating this way is so simple in reality. Like, what's for dinner? Let's just open a can of chickpeas, throw some seasonings on, throw them in the oven, add it to, you know, whatever else you have. Like, it doesn't have to be complicated. Not every meal has to be a big production. And so I like these kind of recipes because it's just something that you might not have thought of doing or trying out, or a combination you might not have thought of, but turned out really well. So I think we should close this out so we can finish our dinner.
Let's do it. You want to start it?
Oh, heck,
I'll start it. Okay,
heck
fine,
no.
fine. She's given up on doing the close.
Heck no.
Please subscribe if you have not done so already. We would greatly appreciate it if you did. Also click the bell that is right next to it so you can get all of the notifications whenever we post a new video. Also, find us on all of our social media platforms. You know, we've got Facebook, Twitter, and of course Instagram, which is still Jessica's favorite.
You say that every time.
I know, because it still is. You're still posting your stories and your pictures and all sorts of stuff.
Something in your teeth. And we're back.
Yes, because Jessica had to point that out to me.
Well,
Thank you very
there
much.
was like a lot of...
There was some seasoning.
Seasoning.
It happens.
It happens.
You know,
We're
you
eating.
eat stuff gets stuck in your teeth.
But I don't-
Where was I in the close though?
I don't know, but I didn't want you to continue with stuff in your teeth.
I think I did the first part.
Instagram. We talked about Instagram.
Instagram.
Subscribe.
Yes.
Bell.
Did all that. Blah, blah, blah. I think that's all I got.
I think that's all I got.
We will see you next time on Crocs in the Kitchen. Bye.